Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. The title of this interview is called How to Find All the Leads You Need and Make a Living Selling Them. Alan and his partner have been selling leads for more than 10 years. In the height of their career, they made $15 million a year doing it. But it was a frustrating business with no control over the quality of the leads. That's partly why they developed a software program that finds quality leads at the click of a mouse. The software works much like a search engine, but will scan internet want ad sites and compile the information into an easy-to-read spreadsheet, including prices, location, and email addresses. And what you can do with that information is amazing. From selling leads for a niche profit to outsourcing work as a go-between, the possibilities are almost limitless. And in this audio interview, you'll hear all about them. You'll also hear exactly how to sell leads and how this software makes this simple. You'll learn how you can use the software to connect people who are looking for something with the people who have it and make money just by being the matchmaker. You'll learn how compiling this type of information can also help you save on accountants, attorneys, painters, and other professional services. You'll learn ways to make money finding people's lost items. You'll learn how this software makes bulk emails look like individual personalized emails, so you can send emails to 500 people and make each one look personalized. Alan and his partner made their fortune selling information, so they know exactly what kind of information is valuable and how to sell it for top dollar, and they share all that in this audio. But even though you'll definitely get a feel for how the software works just by hearing the audio, you'll really need to see it in action to understand how amazing and simple it is. You guys have been working on a piece of software that definitely caught my attention, and I wanted it. And so I want to know more about it. I'm interested in possibly marketing it, but I'm also interested in learning all of the uses that you guys have been playing with on how I can make money with it, because I am a lover of Craigslist. I love it. It's a very powerful platform, and you can find anything you want. And I'm into finding stuff and then selling stuff. So I know that if I have a tool that I can find stuff on a national or international basis, and then I can find buyers for those things that I find, I'm sitting on a gold mine. And it's all about tools, and it seems like that you've developed a pretty powerful tool. So why don't you just first take me back a little bit, how you got into all this? Where did this all begin?
It was back in 97, 98. I met Dave over the phone. We were both in the MLM business, or network marketing business, and I became one of the top salesmen for the company he was working with to sell travel books. I did very well with it, but the company that he was working for wasn't paying me. And then somebody in Chicago, I can't remember the fellow's name, but he says, you ought to get into the mortgage business and start selling mortgage leads. That's an up-and-coming industry. And we just poo-pooed it all the time. We didn't want to really get involved in it. And then after about a couple months, we decided to get into it. So we did, and it started to escalate. It was such a great market that now Dave and I was put into our niche of negotiating and getting as many leads as possible. So we started to contact emailers, and back then the email industry was excellent. You got a very great response from your email campaigns, and so Dave and I started to make contacts with a lot of different mortgage companies, and pretty soon we were dealing with 20, 30 mortgage companies, and it was getting a little horrendous for us because we were buying the leads, developing some leads, and then selling. So Dave and I decided to go and turn the wheels on that and go to people like us and start to wholesale to other distributors.
When you were in the multi-level business and you became, for the travel company, one of the top distributors, how did you do that? Did that have anything to do with leads?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that was the starting point of knowing what a bad lead was. We were getting leads. We called them step-on leads because they were stepped on so many times. It was like calling out of the yellow pages.
So you were buying the leads?
We were buying the leads.
From the MLM company?
Yes, that was my experience. And then we started to go outside and buy leads from other companies. We found them to be very, very weak. The leads were weak, and we must have worked from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night every day trying to go and develop clients from these leads. You know, you would call 100 leads and maybe get in touch with 5. And they were really bad, let's put it that way. They were really very weak leads.
You're listening to an exclusive interview found on Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. So when you got in that business, was the point getting into selling the equipment and the accounts, or did you get into it specifically for generating leads for others who were in the business?
At the beginning, Dave and I worked for a company, Total Merchant Services, and we actually started to sell the merchant account equipment. We sold the equipment that you actually did the swipe, and we also sold the online, the VeriSigns and those type of gateways. So Dave and I became aggregators. We were buying that lead and then reselling that lead to these companies.
How did that go?
It did very well, except we had no control of the quality of the lead. We didn't know if it was being sold once, twice, or 10 times. So we experienced the fact that there was some weak leads there also, and we didn't know what else to do at the time. And we went from that point to doing a decent business.
What's decent?
Merchant accounts, Dave and I were doing about a couple $100,000 a year for ourselves. It was only about $100,000 each.
Was that gross, or did you keep that?
We kept that. So that went on for about almost a year, and then we got involved in, like I said before, someone we were dealing with that was selling us merchant account leads. He told us to get into the mortgage lead business.
Why do you think he said that?
Because he was selling us merchant account leads. He knew we were good at what we did. We were good salespeople. So he wanted to go and, of course, multiply his opportunity by selling us mortgage leads also. Now, we were sort of like handshake partners with this person, and we found out through investigation that he was overcharging us for things. He was telling us, we'll just say, the price was $10 a lead, and that was his cost. So he says, being that we're partners in this, whatever you sell them for, we'll split 50-50. Then he went up in his price, and we found out that he was just adding more money to his side. And Dave and I, we're straight shooters, and we wanted to work with somebody that was honest. So we found out where he was getting those leads, and Dave and I made a couple phone calls and met the person who was doing the emailing for him, and that person did not want to take us on as a customer. He was already booked. But we told him our story, and he had compassion on us, and he says, okay, I'm going to help you guys become millionaires if you can sell.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini-seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com, and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.